then it's because you're a female. And so you may not get the male allocated investor because they think, oh, they invested in her only because she's a woman. So when we have these genderless funds investing in our companies, sometimes they say it actually creates a bias for future races. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so when I read that data, I was like, damn it, we solve one problem, we create another, right? Like, we're just trying to solve the first problem. Let's get women some capital. And now they grow, and then they hit the next hurdle because, again, now it's our fault as the female founders. So, you know, it feels like, you know, one step forward, two step back a lot of times. And as I said, in the most part, the female entrepreneur's journey is very similar to the female investor's journey. And so this is based on the assumption that if women invested, they were not looking at the fundamentals, they were being convinced by the story, or they took pity on the woman entrepreneur, and this is why they have so many women on the cap table. And so two things are important in these scenarios is the role that the female entrepreneur plays themselves, but also the role that the female investor that's invested in them plays. From the female entrepreneur side, knowing how scarce the capital is, I think when you do get the investment, just make sure you kick ass, just make sure that there is really no room for doubting why you deserve that money. Make sure you have a plan for your strategy. You've got a team in mind already that you're going to put together to make this happen. And that where you're stuck, you are asking for help. And so I think there's a lot of things around women entrepreneurs particularly. Also playing into this is the fact that when they do get that first check, I've seen two reactions. I've seen one reaction where they take the money and properly run with it and they really scale their businesses. And the second reaction tends to be freezing, just freeze. Because risk, you know, they're thinking about, I don't want to lose these people's money. I don't know when the next check is going to come in, so how do I become as careful as possible? And to the first conversation, the different times in the markets call for different things. Be in tune with what the market is calling for so that you can create the results that the market is expecting. But two, on us as the investor side, we also have that role of making sure that we're supporting these founders to get the next check. I completely underestimated how much work that would require once our founders had started growing. Thankfully, we've got an example right here because my first Series A was actually invested in by IDF, and it took deliberate building of those relationships and sharing of those decks alongside with the entrepreneur to say, we've got some good businesses here. I am still looking for Wairimu from TLcom for the next one as well that's on the way to Series A. And so it has had to require real deliberateness. And this same networking is important for the women entrepreneurs as well, to not leave it to chance. Don't leave it to the last minute. Start building these relationships. And when you are in this room, talk about the fundamentals of your business as much as you talk about the impact story. And I know that we're moved a lot by that impact story, but also please be prepared with the right things about your business that makes an investor excited.
Thanks, Lamba.